Hi, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so pleased to be here with Gerald today from Tarotstache. Thank you, Gerald.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. This is a
Last week,
thing that
the
I
lights
do.
went out. Right. Last
Yes.
week, the lights went out. And so we just said we'll bump it ahead a week. And that
Yep.
always works. It works.
So,
The
yes.
universe has a plan. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it does. And when we go with it, it's all better.
It's all better. Yep.
Yes.
So I was intrigued by you when I saw you talking with a group of people. I think you were doing the macaroni and cheese tarot deck or something like that.
The
Pasta? The Hi everybody in
yes,
the chat. Thanks for being here, by the way. Thank you.
the
Oh, it
pasta
was
tarot deck
pasta.
casual.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
It's delightful. It's delightful. And it's just and actually literally I do something called deck casuals
Hmm.
where friends and we get together, we talk about a deck, we pick,
A deck.
no
Yeah,
more than 10 cards that we like, and we
right.
talk about them, pick no more than 5 cards that we're meh about.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And if I will invite the creator. And so
Yes, that's great.
um yeah, Jeff came on and it was so much fun because I don't know about you, Ali, but I love to hear the stories of how decks were created,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and there were just so many giggles, and
It was.
it's
That's what I was watching it, and I was just having a blast listening to you guys. And I thought, what um, a great way of introducing a new deck, new
yep.
people, and
Hmm.
ideas about it. So you do that quite often, though. That's like one of your shows, correct?
It is
Yeah.
one of my
Yeah.
shows.
Okay.
So deck casuals. The next one that I'm doing, I have because I have the deck out.
Ooh, you're gonna
Excuse me.
preview it? Okay.
Is the
Oh,
Barbara
the
Walker
Barbara Walker.
Tarot, and
Okay.
I'm doing this with Amy from Mystic Rose Tarot and Tony from Antoinette Intuitive and Jewelry.
Okay.
I but so we're talking about this deck, and I don't necessarily do new decks per se
Okay.
because um everybody's doing a flip through of the new decks and the walkthroughs,
Sure.
and
Sure.
I'm a deck collector,
Mm-hmm.
full
Yep.
admission. I like that.
I do
But
too.
it's just wonderful to hear what somebody likes about the cards or how they
Yeah.
use the deck. And let me tell you, every time I've done a deck casual, I've learned something new that I didn't know about the deck or
Oh,
a particular
sure.
card.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and a
Yeah.
lot of times, somebody will pick a card and they won't like it, and it's one that I like,
Uh-huh.
and
So
it's
you have a
like
discussion about why.
we
Right.
have a
Yeah.
very healthy and very respectful conversation. So
That's great. And at the
it's just
very
fun.
least, with the pasta deck, you could always just say, "What's for dinner?" and throw the deck up in the air, and whichever one lands right
Yes.
in front of you, you're all set. You got an idea.
Yes, you could. You could. Yes, yes,
That's funny. That's funny.
yes.
Have you seen the one that's gummy bears? There's one that's gummy bears too.
I
Have
have
you seen that deck?
not. I
Yes,
have not. Oh my goodness.
there is a tarot deck with gummy bears, and I think it was Debbie Freebird Spirit who was using it when I saw
Oh,
it.
how
So
fun. And
yeah,
I
it is.
I just picked up a new deck. I saw it on Jonathan Daly's channel, and it's over there. It's not where. Why isn't it where I put? Oh, it's right here. The
Thanks, Vivian.
Relative Tarot.
Oh,
And I just saw
interesting.
an interview with the artist, Carrie
Okay.
Paris,
Uh-huh.
and Carrie is willing to come on
Oh,
and talk
good.
about the deck with a few guests. So
Oh,
this
that's
is
excellent. Yeah.
yeah. I just
Is it a like Victorian? Mostly the cards are Victorian or no?
yes, most of the
Yes.
cards have a very Victorian feel. It has a nice little guidebook. And she said it is not for a beginner.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, understood.
and so it's sort of collage type of deck.
Ooh, I like that.
And look at
Okay.
that. It's a
Look at the
beautiful
gold. I
gilding.
know, aren't they beautiful? Oh,
So,
and I love the noise it makes.
oh,
It's got the right, yeah, yeah. Wow.
little tarot
Well,
ASMR.
yeah. So yeah, I Victorian England is my favorite time of
Oh.
yeah, it's like my favorite time period. I wished I must have lived there, is what I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wow.
that looks cool. Very cool. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, I just want to spend time saying hello to a few of you over here. Thank you all for being here. We got Sharon over here, who you were just talking about. Sharon. Strawberry Rhubarb, and she made it to 500 subscribers. Woo!
Congratulations.
Yes. And who's going to start Tai Chi? Oh, you lucky thing. That's what I want to find, a Tai Chi group. Absolutely. They're wonderful. Hello, Tiny Trinkets, and hello, Beth Knight. Yeah. Sherry, Deb H, MJ. Hey, thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. And thanks for putting up Gerald's channel URL so people can go subscribe to Gerald. And I'm so happy to have him here. So let's talk about your process. Let's talk about Gerald used to have, he told me before, a knitting blog. And I just love that. Something about that. And I also told him he needs to be friends with Jeffrey from Ripe Color, because I think those two would get along really well. They're both artists, artsy craftsy guys.
Yep.
So anyway, that was a number of years ago, but you started this channel, you said, about a year ago, or
about a year ago.
A little over a year ago. Okay.
And I had two channels for a while. I had the Hermit Mage. And
I've heard of that one. Okay.
Yeah, I've had the Hermit Mage, not to be confused with the Hermit's Cave or Dean's channel. And so the Hermit Mage was when I was doing lives. And then Tarotstache specifically was about doing flip throughs for decks. And I'm like many people, I would like to see as the most images I can before I purchase a deck.
Sure.
And so I would do flip throughs and just read the card titles, but not give my commentary because, you know, and I actually get twitchy if those last more than 7 minutes, because I'm like, they should be short. They should be short.
Don't want to lose anybody. Yeah.
And so, but Tarotstache really is a great name because I have a mustache.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I know you've never seen it before.
Are you old enough to remember the wax ones that we used to buy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the lips.
Yeah. Remember? Yes, and the red lips. Yes. I remember that. I
used to have a mustache with that. I like it. Okay.
Yep.
Anyway.
And then and then I was like going, okay, Tarotstache, it's funnier, it's easier to remember. And so I just sort of moved everything over to that, and it's been great fun. Fun.
So when did your interest in all of this stuff start? Was it much younger or?
Yes, I've always been interested in things that are esoteric. And I was, my mother, bless her, you know, there were so many different religions. I was raised Catholic, and my mother found her spirituality in the religion.
Yep.
Which that's a very specific way of saying it. And I actually I served mass. I was a lector. I went to seminary for a summer, and yep. Yeah. And then I would get curious when I had heard about all of the different paths, and I asked my mom at one point, "Mom, okay, why are there so many different religions?" And she said, "Well, why do you think?" And I'm like, well, I think it's because people live in different parts of the world. And she's like, okay. I said, but doesn't there have to be something in common with all of them? And she's like, could be. Why don't you find out? So I was reading some. I was reading different stuff. And in college, I had a friend who wanted to get a tarot deck, and I went with her. I was with her, and she's like, which one should I get? And I'm like, I don't know, ask the cards.
Yeah.
Because I was always the open one, very, very sensitive and attuned to different things. And she, so she got it. And then her mother bought her a copy of the Inner Child deck.
Okay.
And she couldn't read it, and she held up a card and she says, "What does this mean?" And I looked at it and I said, "Well, it means such and such, such and such and such and such." And just like most people, when they start reading, you have to look at the book.
Right.
She
Right.
looked at the book and she's like, "Huh, okay, what's this one say?" It was sort of like a quiz because I nailed it.
Right. Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and
But
it's
then you
just
need the
sort of
book.
yeah, it blossomed from there. So it's been probably about 25 years or so that I've
That's
been doing that.
excellent.
So
Wow,
yeah,
that is
yeah.
excellent.
Thank you.
And so what was the impetus, I guess, for coming here and opening your channel? Were you watching first a lot of people, or
Hmm.
did you just decide, I just want to really try my hand at this?
I um I retired at the end of 2019.
Good for you.
Thank you. After 32 years of working in a library, and I did a lot of things, and over 20 years of that time was spent training and presenting and
Okay.
coaching people.
Yes.
And so I go from to supervising 16 people, talking to people all day,
Mhm.
to not doing
Not
that,
talking to anybody really. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
talking to anybody. And
Right.
then, 3 months in, the world shut down. And so I had some interaction online. And at one point, somebody I was watching said, "Hey, does anybody want to come on for an impromptu live?" And I'm like,
Okay. Yeah.
"Yes."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I did it. And it's just been fun. It's been
Sure.
fun. So
That's awesome.
there's so many things that, I mean, we have our choices. We
Yeah.
can either see positive while recognizing that there's challenges in the world, but where
Right.
do we want to focus our energy? And I want to focus my energy on the positive. And it
No, I
really
love that.
helped because, yeah,
Yeah,
Allie,
I
I
love
was
that.
I was going to get married in June of 2020, but we
Mhm.
postponed it. So
Okay.
Jeffrey, my fiance, is oftentimes on the other side of the camera. He is not that today,
Okay.
but he shares my love and appreciation for tarot and different forms of
Oh,
divination.
that's good. I think that helps, don't
Yeah,
you? I
it
really
really
do.
does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
it does make it a little challenging because we don't share decks per
I
se.
understand. No, I understand.
Um,
Uh-huh.
so it's like,
But you're
don't
your
tell
own
him.
people. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't tell him I ended up buying 2 copies of this so that I could have one and he could have one. So this is what he got for Valentine's Day. So,
Okay. Well, that's
thanks,
awesome.
Ange.
Yeah, Ange is
So,
so nice. Everybody's saying the same things here.
aw,
This is great. So fun to watch, Vivian says. Yeah.
aw.
And so does Deb. Everybody loves you. That's great. It always feels good when that happens. Yeah. Yeah.
It really does. And I'll be honest with you, it's taken me a long time to be able to accept the positive things that people are saying about me. And I'll be honest with you, I've been working on that about 15 years, and it feels really very nice to be able to
Yes.
do that. And the thing is, I believe it when people say it, which
Yeah, they
is
don't have
even
to,
nicer.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't
yeah,
have to, but we have to acknowledge it and know that we deserve it without letting it get too big. You know what I mean?
right.
But I
Yeah,
think we have to recognize when people say something nice, or else we push it away, and then we don't.
right.
It doesn't come. Yeah.
Well, and I did postgraduate work in Gestalt therapy, so I did that,
Oh,
and that was related to my work for training purposes.
okay. Okay.
And it's very interesting, and I think it really hit me is when I don't accept somebody giving me a compliment, I'm
Hmm.
actually not being respectful to them.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like, and at that time, I don't, you probably have had this experiences. You hear the same thing, but you're in a different place. And then you hear it, and all of a sudden, light bulbs go off and lightning strikes, and you go, oh, I
Uh-huh.
get it.
I
And
get
it was,
it. Yeah.
yeah. And it
Yeah.
was also
Yeah.
through that process that I learned the importance of it takes a strong person to be vulnerable and ask for help. And it's like,
It
I
is.
don't know how to do this.
Mhm.
I need help.
Mhm. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's really,
And
it's amazing.
I also think that we all need encouragement. We all need help. And when I first came here, I got encouragement and I got help from other people. And now I'm
Hmm.
trying to do the same thing for some of the newer people as well, because,
Yeah.
this is kind of it's funny if somebody complains about something that they see on a show that isn't perfect. I'm like, well, we didn't go to broadcasting school, so we're
Well,
doing the best we
yeah.
can.
Well, yeah, and I've had the privilege of having multiple people on for
Uh-huh.
like their first lives or they're not doing a
Oh,
channel,
that's so
but
good.
I'm just like
Yeah.
going,
Uh-huh.
people just want to see you. That's all. I mean,
Mhm.
who
Mhm.
cares that, your background, it's like, who
Right.
cares that your background is folded and all that stuff? Can we hear you? Can we see you?
Right. Can we see
Great.
you? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I had that happen. It was Ron's Unconditional Love Tarot. I was in the chat and he said, "Why don't you come on?" And I said, "Well, I'm just hanging out, sitting on my bed, and I'm not dressed." And he said, "Nobody cares what you're dressed, that you're
Right.
not." Somebody said, "You could be wearing a garbage bag. It doesn't matter." And so my husband went out and got a garbage bag and I put it over my head, put my head through it, and I showed up on Ron's channel with the garbage bag. Because I'm just that crazy, just that
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Oh yeah. How long has he been your husband?
My husband, oh, 20
Yes.
years. This is my fourth husband. And we've been
Okay.
married 20 years. Yeah. No, more than that. 21 years. What am I saying? We got married in 2000. Yeah.
That's
So yeah,
lovely.
he and I have the same kind of sense of humor, and he is very metaphysical, but he's a chiropractor, and he's very careful about stuff as well because he has a practice. Yeah.
Well, of
Oh,
course, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's amazing.
I
That's
know.
amazing.
Yeah,
I love
he
that.
was laughing just as hard as I was, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Hmm.
Thanks,
Oh
Jules.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh.
just love having fun. I love laughing and I so enjoy it. So you were a librarian. That's fabulous. I wish I could hook you up with my students that are trying to do research writing and they don't know how to find anything in the databases.
Actually, I was not a librarian per se, but
Oh,
I
okay.
was I was a manager. I actually started out shelving books at the library,
Okay. Okay.
and then I worked my way up to where I was a customer service manager, and then I did hiring for
Oh,
staff.
okay.
And then I became a manager, and then I did training and development.
Oh, wow. So you
So
just
it's
kept improving and getting bigger and bigger within the system. Okay.
within the system, and
Within this.
it was a huge gift, and I've
Mm-hmm.
learned so much.
Oh, I
It's
bet.
amazing.
I
It's
bet you did.
amazing. Yeah,
Wow. That's
amazing.
really awesome. That's
Yeah.
really awesome.
And if you really want to understand a slice of the community you live in, go visit the library.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you
Hmm.
you can, and I've always found when I've traveled before we had laptops and everything, that the library was my hangout anyway, because you could
Yep.
use the computer there, and
Yeah.
everybody was always so helpful. So it was
Hmm.
really, really, it was
Yeah.
enjoyable.
It was
So
wonderful.
I know it. So and you went to school, college in Ohio, where
I
you're
did.
from?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am
Okay.
I have my bachelor's in fine arts, where
That's right. You said so.
I was one of those students, and the professors didn't like me because they couldn't put me in a box. I did painting, drawing, printmaking, and sculpture.
You're a
And
Renaissance man. That's what you
uh,
were.
I either that or crazy, Allie. Either
Well,
that or crazy, because I'd get this idea, and I'm like, going, ooh, I need to do that in as a woodcut print.
right.
Ooh, that needs to be a sculpture. Ooh, I need to draw on that sculpture, and
Oh,
just
I
sort of how it
really
grew.
love that. I really do because obviously you can see from so many different aspects what would
Yep.
be the best option. I taught at a school of art in my tenure back
Hmm.
east, and I loved it when my students would read a book and then provide me. I had them do some papers because they had to, but they would also provide me some of their art and
Yeah.
as their analysis of the book. So it was so much fun.
Hmm.
Really
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I mean, and I think it comes. What's wonderful about it is expression comes through in many different ways.
Hmm.
We just have to embrace the way
Absolutely.
that works for us and be willing to grow and alter that a little bit.
That's right. That's right. We do.
So,
I'm looking forward to just spending some time doing some watercolors. I don't know what's going to happen with that, and it's okay. Before, I
mhm.
wouldn't have even tried because I know I wouldn't be happy with what I saw, but now it
Right.
doesn't matter. So I
Oh,
don't know if
yeah.
that's aging that makes you a little bit more open as well, but I think it's helpful. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really
Well,
helpful.
hey. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, I mean, and I do lots of things on the channel. Most of what I do are something I call a
Mhm.
casual,
Okay.
where it's just two people, we get together and we chat. It's a chat that's casual.
Yep. Riffing.
There you go.
What it is.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
riffing.
Uh-huh.
It's exactly
Uh-huh.
that.
Okay.
And then Richie, Longman Tarot, and I do something called Long Stash,
Okay.
and we are for each of the Sabbats, for
Mhm.
each of the 8 holidays. We have 2 videos. One we do on my channel, one we do on his,
Uh-huh.
where we talk about the Sabbat, what we're celebrating. So we just
Okay.
did Imbolc.
Mhm.
We'll be doing Ostara, or the
Right.
spring equinox. And
Good.
then on the other channel, we will do readings around that topic.
I like that. That's really
So,
cool.
and that's a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Yeah.
Um, I do Magic Tool Talk with Chris from Barely Balanced Tarot. And
Okay.
this started because um, it's just basically a chance for us to talk about our different aspects of our personal work. We talked
All
about
right.
we talked about chalices, athames, wands, and various things. It's just a great way to have a good and healthy conversation.
Sure. I
So
love
it's
that.
and then the deck casuals, laugh and learn is one I should probably keep you in mind
Okay.
for. Allie doesn't know this, everybody. So this is watch her
You
face
know
as
I'm
she's
open.
like,
Yeah. You
okay.
know.
Laugh and learn is an idea of is I want to learn something new, so I reach out to somebody
Mhm.
and go, would you be willing to talk about this?
Mhm.
And we're going to laugh while we do it. So it's a great
Yes.
introduction to a topic.
I love it. I love it.
And one that
Anytime.
I did last year was Zen Buddhism.
Uh-huh.
And that's been really helpful for me because I'm currently reading 4 books, or I'm working on 4 books for
Are
Zen
you?
Buddhism.
Okay, because I've
So
been a
yeah.
Buddhist now for probably about 20 years. Yeah. So
Really? Oh
I
my
am.
gosh.
Yeah.
All right, so we're riffing, people. So,
Uh-huh.
have you heard of this book, The Art of Simple Living?
No, I have not seen that one.
Okay.
No.
Short
Mm-mm.
little things, great little quick little things, really just one page.
Yep. Yep.
Nice little way.
Okay.
The Making Space.
I've seen that. I love him. He
Yep,
just passed.
just
Yeah.
passed. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Um, Doing a book discussion on this one, Wake Up.
Okay. Okay.
And
Good.
this one's very, very interesting. And then I was invited to something, and they were talking about a book, this book, or a chapter from this book.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of those
Wonderful.
things that when I heard about this book, I got that inner nudge that said, go buy this book. You
Yeah,
have to buy this book.
understood.
And the second meeting, the teacher was just like, she's just like, just skim it, Gerald, just skim it. And well, I read it because it's really fascinating
Sure.
when I'm reading something and they're putting words to what I've experienced that
You didn't
I couldn't
realize.
describe it.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was
Yes.
like, wow. It's like,
Uh-huh.
whoa.
I
So
agree.
it was
I agree.
awesome.
Wow.
So 20 years you've been, okay.
Just about. I
That's,
mean, you don't go to church really with a Buddhist. I mean, you could, but you don't have to. But like they'll have baby Buddha's birthday, they have in April. And
mhm.
but I when the Dalai Lama came to Seattle, I went to see him. Of course, he was a million miles away, but I was
Of course.
bawling because he's like my favorite person in the whole world.
Uh-huh.
And I love the precepts. I love the idea of
Hmm.
non-attachment, even though that's really hard. And
Yes.
right living. And it really, like your mom said, like you and your mom's conversation in the beginning,
Mhm.
you know, we are all alike in these different religions. It's just that it's done a little bit differently. And,
Right.
you know, there's so many similarities though, really. Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
It is
It's
fascinating.
fascinating. And
Yeah.
you can do lots of other things as well as Buddhism, you know.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Hmm.
I'm you know, I'm a witch, so there you go. Boom.
That's awesome. I love it. I figured if you were Celtic, you followed the Celtic traditions, you might be. So, are you talking about nudism? Deanne, do you want to know about? We're not talking about nudism, hon. But you want to know about nudism?
That's a different topic. I
I
think
think
that's
so.
for a later show. I mean, um,
It's
you know,
Buddhism. Yeah. But if it's
Buddhism.
nudism, you could be a nudist Buddhist, wouldn't you say?
That's a tongue
Yeah.
twister, but yes, you could be a
Yes, you
nudist
could.
Buddhist. I like
Yes.
that.
Absolutely. Someone who knows nothing about. Okay, we were teasing you, but yeah, I figured it was Buddhism, but I wanted to
Yeah.
make sure because I
Yeah.
don't want to.
Uh,
Um, I might start with. I'm trying to think of something. Chop wood, carry water. I would start with that. Chop
hmm.
wood. It's a very older. It's an older book,
Chop
and
wood, carry water. Yeah.
it talks about enlightenment and such, and the fact that enlightenment really is not something we can attain and keep.
Right.
But before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water, and after enlightenment, or the other one was do the laundry. I think it was. There's another one that's
Yeah.
out there doing the laundry, but
I mean,
it's okay, Deanne.
yeah.
We wanted this to be fun, so
Yes. This one's actually pretty good. This
good.
is a published in 2019.
Okay,
So, but yes, I've read Chop Wood, Carry Water.
you have
Um,
read it. Maybe it's a very old book, but
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I also got through Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind.
yes, that's a very good one as well. Yep,
It is
yep.
a very good one, but boy, it's like,
There are
oh,
some that are a little harder. Like I was going to recommend Robert Thurman because he's a huge Buddhist. Uma Thurman's father. He's
hmm,
big Buddhist, but very, very deep. Very,
okay,
you should start. You should start fairly easily.
yeah.
Not jump
And
into
by
that.
the way, go to your library so you don't have to invest a lot of money in
That's
them.
right. That's right. I also love Pima Children's work writings, and
Yeah,
actually, I'm doing a book club, and maybe in about 2 or 3 months, we're going to be doing one of hers. So,
nice.
yeah. So, hi,
Very
Ron.
nice.
I was
Is
just
Ron
talking
here?
about
Yay.
you, Ron. I was talking
Hmm.
about coming on your show with my garbage bag on. Remember that?
Hmm. Oh, and I have to do this. You know, Ron's here, so hi, Ron.
What is that? A fan you have of
It
tarot?
is a it's a fan, and it does have tarot on it. But
Oh my
you
God.
know, sometimes, Allie, somebody will say something, and you just want to make a point, and really, the only way to make the point is
Dramatically. Right. Right.
yes, dramatically. So,
Yes.
but
Absolutely.
Ron had Ben from Beneficial Tarot and me on his channel, and we both have fans.
Oh, there.
So
Yeah. Did you make
it's
them?
just
Did you make
we
them?
did not. Did
Oh,
not.
okay.
So,
Okay.
but yeah.
Wow. Yes, Gerald always has props. I like that. Were you involved in theater when you were in?
Yes. And my tiny hands. Then we have the tiny hands.
That's what
So
somebody asked for.
yeah, the tiny hands. Yay, tiny hands. And I just recently got tiny hands for my tiny hands. Okay. She's laughing, so now I have to show them. I'm
Oh
so
my
not
God,
sorry.
I'm
But
sorry. I've not seen that. Oh,
um but but it's even better. And so you can have tiny hands for tiny hands. They just arrived today. Um
oh
and it's just a hoot. See? It's tiny hands for your tiny hands. I mean, what is funnier than this? I mean, can you imagine? Oh, I've broken Allie. I have broken Allie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
I love it.
to
Oh my
you
God.
know, I've broken Allie. Hmm.
Wow.
There you
You've
go.
broken me.
But can
Look at
you
how red I
imagine?
am. I think it's a riot. I love stuff
But
like that.
Can you
Oh,
imagine teaching and actually like you put this suddenly just having this like show up and it's like, it's like,
yes. I have to do that. I have to say to them, like, have them and clap. You know what I mean? Like if they did their homework or something, I say, look at everybody did. They already think
you
I'm
did your
crazy
homework,
anyway. Yeah.
and then you can do things like jazz hands,
Right.
Fosse, 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 Madonna, Madonna, Madonna.
Oh my God. Not Vogue, Vogue, Vogue. You could do Vogue, right? Listen to the music, right? Vogue.
Yeah. But it's the silliness, but then
Yes.
it
I
just
love
lifts
it.
our spirits, and then
Yes.
because
Nothing better.
nothing better, and I don't want people to think that I'm just being silly. I mean,
Doesn't
I'm,
matter if
I'm
they
yeah, I'm
do.
lighting
I
the mood.
love it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't
I love it. See, that is a perfect time, Allie, when you had said it doesn't matter if they do.
That's right.
Mhm.
Bitches. They'd be bitches.
Bitches. Oh my gosh. So anyhow,
We
so
when I was in the plays in college, we had this gentleman that was the director, and he was quite the crazy looking guy. He had his eyebrows had been singed off, so he had them put on, and he had a bald head, and he was just very rotund. And we used to make fun of him a lot. And, it was really not very nice of us to do, but we would do things to each other. We had like a show. I think it was with a king. The king was in the show, and somebody painted a toilet seat up on his throne, and didn't let him know until he was walking up there in order to get on to sit down on it. So it was like we used to do all those crazy things like that,
yeah.
and it really kept us awake. I tell you.
Yeah. Well, and you would ask if I'd done things in theater. I have,
Mhm.
and
I have, yeah, I
I
can
have
tell.
done stuff for the children's theater, and I did some
Okay.
stuff for the opera,
Uh-huh.
and so then the pandemic hit and everything sort of shut down. But
Oh yeah.
I love the idea of just making stuff that you wouldn't expect
Yeah.
work. I mean,
Mhm.
because for me, the big deal was it just has to look like a sewing machine. It doesn't need to be a sewing
That's
machine.
correct. Yes,
So,
absolutely. Yep.
but yeah,
Yep. I
yeah,
agree with that. It's like I was wearing I sometimes wear the funny glasses, or I'll wear a hat or some silly thing. And somebody said to me, I like it that you don't mind laughing at yourself or something like that. And I thought, yes, there you go. Spring is sprung. It's so much fun to be goofy. I love
yes,
it. Yes, it
yes,
is. Yes.
yes, yeah.
Oh,
So
it's
yes, I have. I mean, around me are various sorts of props, and
uh,
and um, of
keeping us
course,
awake.
there is the magic wand.
Oh, wow. Very
So
nice.
if anybody's
Yes.
bad out there, I can just turn them. Poof.
Oh, wow. I mean, I have one, but it's very small. I need one like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so much fun.
silly,
Wow.
silly, silly.
Silly stuff. So
Hmm.
let's do some readings if people want us to.
Let's. Yes.
Couple of rules, I guess. Gerald does not do medical, doesn't want to do political, correct?
Yes.
Um, but is everything else pretty much okay, or
Everything else is
it's
okay.
okay? All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll throw some cards and see what we come up with. Very
Yeah.
definitely. Geez, I was just watching. There's still Biden. I know we're not talking politics, but Biden was just saying where he was just coming on to talk to us again. There's 190,000 Russians now on the border. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's unbelievable. Here we go. Oops, wait a minute. I don't want to skip over. I'll get right to you. I promise. Tiny trinkets. Let's see, Deanne. What do you see for Deanne in? Oh God, Juno. Tiny hands, big wand.
I mean, I okay. Here's the thing. I started with this tiny hand,
Right.
but then I ended with this because it makes the cards look so much bigger.
Sure it does. Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, look at that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's much more impressive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
oh my. I'm never going to be invited back. Oh my.
Oh, you certainly will.
Deanne
Oh my God, are you kidding?
Children.
I've needed to laugh all week. This is perfect. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yes. I agree with you about Deanne about laughing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's helped me through some hard times too.
Yeah, and actually, that's how my family. I come through my sense of humor very honestly,
Mm-hmm.
because my parents had a great sense of humor, and we're the ones at the funeral as we're grieving. We're also in the back telling that funny story. Do you remember when Dad did this, and then this happened, and then what happened? And we're laughing hysterically, and then we're crying because we're
Right.
feeling all of the feels.
You came from my
So
family then, I think, because I gave the
yeah.
eulogy at my father's funeral, and the first thing I said was, I said, my dad always said you can't work in a hospital if you don't have any patients. You know, and everybody's laughing. And that's my dad. My dad was a punster. And my son was in Second City comedy. He used to do that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand. And we're always running movie lines over and over.
Yeah.
And people look at
Yeah.
us like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
I had to give I gave the eulogy at both of my father, my brother, my mother, and my sister-in-law's funeral. So and it's like it's really, really hard. So
It is hard, but it's so rewarding, I think. I was also, I sang at my mother's funeral. She died first. And then
mhm,
I gave my father's, yeah. And
mhm.
it was the best thing. I mean, I don't regret one single bit of it, really.
Yeah.
It was what I
Oh
needed to
yeah.
do. But
Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Okay, Deanne, what do I see for you in March? Well, what
Mm,
I see for you in March is the fact that all of the work that you've been trying to do is actually has come to fruition. It's making those beautiful moves forward. And then what happens next is this transformation, this rebirth of how you are approaching your work.
mm,
And then by the end of March, I believe you are going to have great success with that. You're going to start getting noticed
mm-hmm.
for the skills that you've been working so hard on. So,
Absolutely.
so
She
there you
was
go.
reading on my show and she read my best friend during the show, and it was everything that was true. Everything she said was right.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I got here, Deanne, to embrace the moment. Embrace the
Mm.
moment and think positively. Don't let those negative thoughts come. Try not to judge yourself. You are changing your entire energy and it's working. So keep doing what you're doing, but don't
Oh, I
bring in the
love that.
negative. Yeah, there you go. So
Love
thank
that.
you.
Thank you for letting us
Mhm.
read for you. That's great.
Yes, thank you is right. All right. So Ange wants she wants spirit to know right now. Love of reading. Just wants spirit wants me to know. Oh, sorry.
Hey, easy for you to say, apparently. Yeah, I could say, I don't have I'm holding my tongue.
You can always use that also to stir your coffee if you need to,
I
right?
could,
Yeah.
and it actually does a nice job of fixing the stash.
I was hoping you'd say that and not something else.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Yucky.
never.
I imagine,
Okay.
yes. You can't twirl. You got to get one that can twirl it, though, Gerald.
Yeah,
All
yeah. Oops, I just dropped a card. So this is the one that I'm reading.
right. Somebody a jumper, huh?
A jumper, yes.
Jumper. Ooh.
And this jumper needs some support.
Mm-hmm.
And the support is... All right, Ange. Spirit wants you to know that the King of Swords, the idea of you being the master of what you say and how you say it, and sometimes the best thing to do is to not say it. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. And this was the jumper, but the jumper is also supported by temperance. So it is knowing what and how to say what needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's a delicate balance of it's a careful weighing,
Mhm.
essentially, because then, you know, and that gives birth to new ideas and transformation.
Wow.
So
I don't think I've ever seen that card. Is that like the
this
Day
is
of the
Santa
Dead?
Muerte.
Oh, Santa
This is
Muerte.
death.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is death,
Okay.
and I think it just reminds us of it's a rebirth, it's a transformation, and it's metamorphosizing into something new.
Sure.
So,
Wow. So I pulled a tall tale, and I found it interesting because of what Gerald pulled first. Well, the first card you pulled was
the King of Swords.
but you said something about
Knowing when to keep your mouth
when
shut,
your mouth
knowing
shut.
when to say,
Yeah. Don't tell tall tales. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah. Or don't listen to those who tell tall tales. Yeah. I just feel like it matches what you had kind of.
Yeah. And I'll add that is that sometimes you can speak volumes without saying a word.
Without saying anything. You're absolutely right. Yep.
So
wonderful. All right. We got Marlene Audette wondering if we know what will happen in the next 6 months. Woo-wee. That's right into the summer. I like that.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Andrea, I'm sorry your blood sugar's been kicking your butt. Wow. You better take care.
All right. So for the next 6 months, the first 2 months, everything is up in the air and is going to be changing. It's going to be rapidly being different. So for 2 months, it's going to feel that way. After that, so months 3 and 4 is the 9 of Cups, to where you're going to actually start feeling emotionally pleased and happy and less drained. Because let's face it, if you've got, you know, months of trying to stand when things are moving and being agile, you're going to be able to take a leap because you're going to be happy, and things are going to work out well. And then guess what? Months 4, 5 and 6, it's success. So
It's
this is
success.
about success. So, and here's don't necessarily think that you have to be on a stage to be successful. It could actually be something small that you've been working over time that you might get I feel you're going to get some much needed appreciation for the work that went into it.
Wonderful.
So,
and in all of that, have fun.
Woohoo!
It says, when was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you took a chance and did something silly? Mine was like maybe 10 minutes ago, right? It's long overdue, Marlene. So do enjoy what you're doing and have a little bit of fun, just like what happened here today. Thank you.
Yes. I mean, and those little bits of fun, I mean, those can just be a giggle.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah,
absolutely. It's fun. So
it is. You know what, the second card that you threw, the cups, you know, when I looked at that card, it looked like me holding a bunch of shit and then tripping and everything flying up in the air. So I thought it was that.
Oh, wow.
How everything goes. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So Miss Charlotte wonders about renting her basement apartment or open up the house.
Clarity on my what? Not sure what that means. Like clarity on my basement.
I think she wants to know whether she should rent it or open up the basement part or the whole house. I think that's.
Okay.
I think that's what she's asking.
Okay. I'm getting there.
Take your time.
No, I just like there's a lot of things to consider with that, and I have a feeling Miss Charlotte realizes there's a lot to consider with that. You're asking, so
I don't know
okay.
what happened, but I just disappeared and came back. So
Poof, there you are.
okay. I get you, Miss Charlotte. You're right. People need affordable apartments, she says. Yeah.
People do need affordable apartments. And I'm also wondering if you might be spending too much time thinking about it instead of doing something with it. You're wondering about it too much, because I have the Four of Cups, which is a card about thinking about all of the possibilities. But notice that you're looking away from the cups instead of
Yeah.
paying attention to what's there. You really need to keep your eyes on the prize, because the other aspect of it is it can work out pretty well for you. And it could actually be a happy family thing too. So,
Ooh.
and I'm not answering the question of basement or rent. For entertainment purposes only. Think about the whole house
Okay.
because of a family approach.
Ah. She says it's a story of her life. She thinks too much. Don't worry, dear. You're not alone.
I've never thought too much about anything.
Really? I'm a Libra.
Yeah.
So
Do you believe that? Do you believe that? I never overthink anything. I've never overthink. In fact, so much I actually have a tag that says overcomplicator. I get you.
Uh-huh. Look at this. Closed door. Completion. I think he's right. I think he's saying that you got to complete thinking about it, close the door on thinking about it, and make a decision. Yeah, but I like that. I like the card that showed up that said maybe she should consider the whole house so that she has something for herself as well. She
Yeah.
can have like a family situation there.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I hope that helped, Miss Charlotte.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We've got Juno. Any messages for Miss Juno? This is a fun way for me to spend a Friday. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Juno, I think you know the answer to this. Of course,
Now,
Spirit has messages for you.
right.
Juno, hello. Okay, be serious. Well, I am being serious. Juno, you actually know. And I think what you're wanting is, it feels to me like you're wanting confirmation.
Uh-huh.
And it feels also to me, an important thing about getting that confirmation is to accept what you hear as factual, instead of it just wasn't something in your brain.
Right.
And
trust it. Yeah.
Trust it. Yeah. And because I got the Eight of Wands.
Okay.
And this is a card of quick moving, quick growth. And if you're actually open to listening to Spirit, and it's an opportunity for your energy around it. This is the Ace of Swords, to grow in a new way. And to grow in places where you weren't necessarily expecting it. Here's the thing, Juno. And I don't know you, so it feels like you're comparing yourself to other people instead of Juno yesterday. Okay. So stop. I mean, this isn't a competition, period. And it's very much more this idea of just look at you. Do you write poetry? You might need to write some poetry or something like that. I'm getting some. You need to do some writing, and stream of conscious writing.
Yep.
Yep. Pick a story.
Matches what I've got. That's really matches what I've got.
So yeah, I mean, and it's a good process. It feels good. So
So yes, Juno, you have to move past root girl, move past your disowned self and own it, girl. Look at this, going way down to the roots. These are those shaman cards. And of course,
Wow.
we know how much you resonate with the shamanism. But yeah, root girl, move out of your disowned self and claim yourself back. Absolutely. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Ooh,
got goosebumps.
I
That's
did
good.
too. I was just like,
Yeah.
woo.
Yeah. She
Wow.
has a very strong desire to, do the things that she's interested in, and so that's wonderful.
Well, and I think Juno's probably similar to all of us. We ask, dear spirit, dear God, dear divine, dear goddess, dear God, tell me what I need to do, and then we cover our ears instead of actually
Yep.
listening. So,
And she says here she dabbles with writing, and she's getting a lot of messages about writing, so it
good.
really resonates with her. Good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right, we got
On
Miss
a banana.
on a banana. Yeah,
PC for me in the next
it's a
month.
cool card. Yeah.
Oh, on a banana, you cannot wait for warmer weather and things to where you can get out and you can actually celebrate and see people that you have not seen in a while.
Oh.
And it may I don't know where you live on a banana, but it might be too early to go camping. But there's this idea to be around other people and to celebrate. And if you don't have a tambourine and be a backup singer around while you're doing stuff around the house to your favorite music, you might want to make a tambourine and and just have some fun with it. Because I think the next month you're going to find some energy that has been lost, and that energy is going to come from you and because you are with other people. And then we also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is it's time for you to actually put it into the ground and let these ideas take root.
Yep. Let it go. Look at that.
Okay.
Let it go. Let it go, Anna. Yep. It's coming for you. Yep.
I like it. It's coming for you.
It's coming for you.
Creative inspiration. It's coming for you.
All right. Squadio Data MJ wonders if she will a rescue pooch rescue her. Oh, I hope so. Oh.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
A rescue pooch. You want just the one? Or are you interested in a pair?
A pair. Why is it looking like a pair might do?
Maybe, because that's what I got.
Thank you, Anna. Ah, really?
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that things were a little crazy.
My friend ended up with the most beautiful rescue dog. It's like I never seen this. This dog was always theirs, and just came at the right time when they needed it. I feel like that the universe has that in mind for you too.
Yeah. The short answer is yes. The longer answer is you need to change the way you're going about finding the rescue pooch. And it's more about somebody that knowing that you're looking for an opportunity to rescue a pooch. And and it could actually be a pair. It could be a couple of them. And
Are you open
perhaps
to
from,
that?
yeah, are you open to that? It could also be somebody, it could be um, somebody who has passed away, has left a couple of dogs,
Yeah,
and
that have always
they need a
been
loving
together.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've always been together, and
Uh-huh.
so,
Yeah. Yep.
you know.
That's what I would want with my two.
Hmm.
I would want them to go to the same people.
Yeah.
I get birds of a feather flock together, and so to me that sort of is a yes as far as more than one to me, because it
Hmm.
shows multiples. I don't think you'll have four, but yeah, I think
No,
you could end up
no.
with three of them.
I
Two of
think
them.
it's going to come from knowing somebody who knows what heard that you're looking and you're open to
Mhm.
it.
Right, right. Tell
So,
everybody you know. I'm
yeah.
looking for a rescue animal. Yeah,
Hmm.
yep. It really makes a difference. It does.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck and let us know.
Hmm.
All right. This is from Seascape. And I love seeing Seascape because I love her doggy avatar.
Hi.
Yeah.
Any messages from spirit?
All right. I've got everybody so far. I think we won't be taking any more questions because we don't, we're already coming up on an hour, but
Come on.
isn't that funny? Squadio says she's had pairs for over 40 years. So
Mm.
she's used to that. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Any messages from my guides? Um, it feels like right now, Seascape, you are under close scrutiny for something. It's like it feels like does it feel like you're being that they're pointing at you all of the time, trying to get your attention? Um, and it just sort of it's overwhelming. It's all of a sudden, and it's really powerful, trying
Uh-huh.
to get your attention, and it's almost like you ever have somebody who, when they want to make a point, they do this, you know? And it feels like your guides are doing this,
Okay.
um, because what they want to tell you is there, it is okay. I'll tell her that. I don't know what that means, but um, you need to lighten up a bit.
Okay.
You need to, I mean,
Mhm.
Seascape, you need to lighten up a little bit, and you need to actually go ahead and have that extra cup of coffee, that extra bubbly water, that favorite beverage, that small piece of cake. Lighten up a bit, because what you're going to do is they want to offer you this sense of satisfaction in Seascape. It's important that you appreciate the emotions that you have and that you exhibit, because that's what makes you really powerful. No one is like you,
Mhm.
and they want you to honor that, and they want you to start to embrace that.
Uh-huh.
Whew.
So she says that she's struggling to hear them. She always feels like she has to be productive. So you're telling her to take a step back from that, really? Yeah. Yeah. Too much
Take a
pressure.
step back. Yeah,
Yeah.
take a step
Too much
back,
pressure. Yep.
and just okay, here, your productive time is when it's like an engine you can run a car all the time, but sooner
Hmm.
or later you're supposed to turn the engine off when you refill the tank.
Right.
Turn your
Oh,
engine
I like that one.
off.
There you go. I love
Turn
it.
your engine off, because it
Hmm.
doesn't mean that you're not taking care of yourself. In fact, it
Right.
actually, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're not productive. It means that you're taking a break so
Self
that
care.
you can be ready.
Right.
Yeah, self-care.
Yeah.
Hashtag working towards well-being. Yes.
Yep. Yep. But they send you great big love. They
Aw.
know you have this propensity, and they, even though they're wagging their fingers at you, they really do love you, and they really do
Hmm.
wish you well. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Well, I
beautiful.
like that. Absolutely. All right.
Hope
Next
that
one is
helps.
Patty. Yeah, I hope so too. Patty G. Any changes in her work?
Okay, let's see what's going on in
Okay.
a few months. It's hard to put it. It's hard to say. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say good or bad. It's just.
Right. Or
It's sort of
maybe
like,
just, yeah.
or
Is it
just
going to happen? And we
changes.
don't know when either, right? We don't really
Yeah,
know when.
yeah. So.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
I would recommend you keep the gossip to a minimum, if at all.
Okay.
Be careful with the gossip, and it also things that you don't see are in process at work, and they're not in direct relation to you per se, but things are going on. Things are trying to grow and exchange. And yes, things are going to change, and I feel like there might be a new boss, a female boss that's going to come in and mixes things up, trying to make things better. But as with any change, there's going to be a lot of dust and rubble, and people are going to get pissed. Excuse me, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah,
People will be disconcerted and not take it well.
that's right.
And the choice is yours. Do you gossip about it, or do you go with it, go with the flow, and focus on yourself instead of worrying about do you focus on yourself and keeping your eyes on the prize so that you can demonstrate what you can do
Mm-hmm.
instead of spending all the time gossiping? Now, sometimes we all need a gossip and we all need to get it off of our chest. There's
Yeah.
a balance between of
There's,
just getting
yeah.
it off of our chest so that we can do the work and
Mm-hmm.
then making it into a long and lengthy thing.
Okay.
I hope that helps, Patty G.
Patty G, I got here that you'll be repairing the veil.
Mm.
So there's some forgiveness. I don't know if it's forgiveness for you or forgiveness from someone else, maybe at work. I'm not sure. But it looks like you may be spending some time doing some repairing. And maybe that is, maybe it's because of gossip, not necessarily out of your mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Show that card again, would you please? Did you shuffle it in?
I did. Let me see if I can
Okay.
find it. All right. Sorry.
No. I just got, because my last card is the Tower, which tells me, yes,
Oh,
something is going to happen.
okay.
But if you look at the repairing the veil,
Mm-hmm.
that image fits right in the center of this,
Yes,
in
that's
this
true.
Tower.
That's true. It's
So
yeah. It was like
keep
a
it
stick
solid.
with, or a tree with red.
It's like a maypole, wasn't it? Sort of.
Yeah, and it had red
Okay.
ribbons on it.
So.
Not tie a yellow ribbon, but I've never gotten that card before, actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's some cards that when I see them for the first time, I'm like, wow, I haven't gotten that one. I wonder why. But oh, heaven's sakes, here it is.
Because look, I love how when you look at that is if you lay them on top of that, there's flash, this lightning can strike that rod, and it can be pretty powerful.
It can be.
So
that's why I like reading with other people so much, because there can be some of that,
Yeah, it's fun.
It is
it's
fun.
Like, wow.
I know. All right, so Marita's Mirror, I've heard this song in my head for a couple of weeks, and now we'll all be hearing it too, but I love this song, so it's okay. When I wake up, I hear Hands to Heaven by Breathe. So raise your hands to heaven and pray. Yeah. Ooh.
So that's an older song, isn't it?
That's an 80s song. That's why I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I love all 80s songs.
So
raise your hands to heaven. Maybe you're supposed to start bringing in your angels. I don't know.
Was there an old a former lover or something like that you heard that song? with before.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, was it a special song?
yeah.
But that we'll be back together someday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight, when your sweet caress, hold me in the darkness. Yeah.
Miranda said no. It's not a former.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it is from the 80s. I love the 80s.
Me too. Okay, so who's sending this to you? I like how it's before you go to sleep in the middle of the night. All right. I'm being told just to actually be very literal. Have you actually raised your hands to heaven when you've heard this song? Have you actually lifted and stretched yourself up and changed your physical body and then done that because perhaps it's oh, they're talking very loudly and very quickly. Somebody who was short, who would have to get into the kitchen and reach up really, really high to get the things that she needed, like a grandmother or something like that from the top shelf, who was too independent to actually get a step stool and would stand on tippy toes. Perhaps it's a grandmother or someone who was short, or so. But I'm just literally, I'm getting this feeling. Well, raise your hands to heaven, and then listen to the full song, and maybe that will help.
Okay. That's helped me a lot. I hear a lot of songs myself. To me, that's my way of having them communicate with me. So, I mean, I'll hear it and then I have to think about what the words are. Yeah. So I agree. I get here that this is a netcaster. Preparations have come to fruition. So apparently what it's doing is it's been preparing you for something. And you know how you throw out a net to catch fish.
Right.
This is a netcaster. This is a way of getting you to ask the question and getting your attention, and it has gotten your attention. And so, yeah, I'm feeling like whatever it is that they want you to hear is coming to fruition. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And she did say her grandmother was short.
Was very short. There you go.
Very short.
Look at that.
I was in high school when that came out. Yep.
Uh-huh. Oh, I was in my 30s. I loved my 30s. They were the best. All right. We got 3 more. So,
okay.
Pierrette would like to know, will she have a life-changing event this year? Ooh. Life-changing. Isn't everything a life change? It can be. But
it can be if you put the right spin on it.
Get the right attitude about it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
At least it sounds like you're open to it, Pierrette. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Listen, all the things you never want to hear a tarot card reader say. Interesting. Ooh. I'm not doing that. Yes, there can be a life-changing event. However, it's one that is it happens when you are being silent and you're doing meditation. And then I also have this. Didn't somebody mention Tai Chi before? And it feels very much like it could come through actually Tai Chi, and it's this opening up for you.
Yep.
And sitting in silence and being okay that you're sitting in silence.
Right.
So.
So I got a merry motive. I get a merry motive.
Mm.
And all the stars are lighting up for you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the fire is burning, the fire of your soul. So it sounds like you're waiting for this thing to happen. Make it happen, girl.
Look, and the fire right there
Oh, yeah.
and then when
Yeah.
you look at it, then you take
Uh-huh.
the fire and you actually put it in your heart center and you actually use it.
Yep. There it is. It's in the heart center here too.
Yep.
It's close to it. Yep.
Yep.
Wow. There you go.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I hope it happens for you, girl.
Yeah.
Now, Andrea, I am going to take your question. However, Gerald doesn't usually do any kind of medical.
I'll put on what is it that Andrea can do to help herself
help herself being
be
off
in balance. What is it that can help you be in balance? Because as a diabetic,
me too.
Yeah, I use an insulin pump. So so what the heck is going on with that?
You must be a diabetic 1. Are you
Type 1? Yeah.
Yeah, type 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And Cindy Sadler, we're going to answer your questions, so don't go away just yet.
So, you're not getting enough exercise, and your emotions are getting the best of you. Is what's going on with it, because sometimes, again, hashtag for entertainment purposes only.
Correct.
Go see your doctor, your endocrinologist, but do pay attention for the need for movement, because movement, if you're doing more than what you normally do, and I'm saying it because I have this card again. It looks like doing exercise, but if you're doing exercise at a different time of the day that you're not used to, that can take it off balance. And then we have the 3 of Swords, which is instead of beating yourself up over this and thinking about it too hard, that's why you have a healthcare professional. And pay attention to when you're exercising, if you're exercising, and when, and how much you're eating in relation to that, in conjunction with your physician.
And thank you, because I'm listening to that message myself, because I have to always remind myself of that. I get here, Andrea, that yes, this is a grand symphony. Life is a grand symphony, and everything has to be tuned to work together. And, you have to have all the violins the same, and and all the other instruments. So keep your instrument, watch your instrument, and watch the balance there. So that makes a lot of sense.
And I would also pay attention. I can only speak on for me. I am not a healthcare professional, blah, blah, blah. Entertainment purposes only. During the equinoxes, the spring and the fall, my blood sugars go a little wonky for a couple of weeks.
Oh, really?
And I know that because I pay attention to that.
Yeah.
So I know that. I know that that's about what's going on for me.
Wonderful.
So
okay, here's our last. Thank you for overstaying.
Oh, of course.
I appreciate it. Yeah. So Cindy, I love that. Is that the little Dutch girl there? It looks. Oh, I don't know. She wants to know if her true love might be on the way. Is he riding the wave that's there in the picture, or is that a mountain? I don't know.
Is my true love on his way? Not as fast as you want it to be. You sort of have to wait for it. I'm having major flashbacks at this time right now. Deja vu. And I'm also having deja vu because this card comes up.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Page of Pentacles. Again, that idea of putting balance into what you do.
Right.
And so don't hold off on doing what you want to do because you're waiting for your true love.
Right. Right.
Instead, do what you want to do because you want to do it.
Yes.
And then just be open for the possibility of something coming.
That's what I got. Because look, I got let it go. Let it go.
Oh!
Let it go. And there's a deja vu card too. Yeah.
Let it go.
Let go. I know. The hardest 3 words in the whole world sometimes, because we
Yes.
really want to make things happen. And we can do that only by letting go sometimes. So
Yep.
wonderful.
Yeah. Wow.
I had a fabulous time. You're welcome back anytime.
I had a
Everybody
fabulous
loves-
time as
oh,
well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, it was
Thank you so
wonderful.
much.
I
Thank
hope people,
you.
maybe next time I come, we can just do flat out readings. We can start more of them.
Sure, of course. Yeah,
So.
anytime. Oh, it's the Finnish flag. Okay, I'm so sorry. It's a flag of Finland. Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
see it. I see that now
I
as
do
I'm
too.
looking at it again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. And yes, Gerald and I will probably do something again, maybe on his channel, maybe on mine, but we'll do it because I had too much fun with those tiny hands.
Well, everybody needs to like and subscribe and just have fun because, as
That's
Ron
right.
says, it's free to
It
press the
doesn't
like
cost any
button.
money.
It
Yeah,
doesn't cost any money. So,
that's right.
oh my
That's right.
gosh.
Thank you,
So,
Gerald. Take
thank
care.
you. All
Bye,
righty.
everybody. Have a good weekend.
Bye.